And our next expert I see is here because, if you're just joining us, I'm not going to do the whole big spiel again, but I'm Jen Lehner. I am the founder of the Front Row CEO program. That is what we've been talking about all week. It's all about hiring and training and finding your perfect match virtual assistant who will be with you for years, not weeks or months. And we have been just dropping some knowledge bombs all day long. And we also announced a major bonus that we haven't offered in years, which is we are going to find your perfect match VA for you. We're going to screen them and vet them and help you and put them into your trial week along with the VA that you find from working through the program if you purchase Front Row CEO while we are live. Okay. And all the people that we're talking to today, we've tried to put together a nice mix of people who have been through the program, who are in different industries working successfully with their VAs, because we know a lot of you can't really see a fit for you in your own industry. And today's expert is Rene Prasad. Rene, I hope I said your last name right. You'll have a chance to correct me in just a moment. Rene is the founder of Grand Explorations, a boutique travel agency designing personalized luxury vacations. Your one-of-a-kind itinerary will be fueled by your unique vacation vision, not anyone else's. Her guidance and recommendations are based on deep industry expertise and a worldwide network of trusted travel partners who provide tailored experiences that go way beyond the typical tourist attractions. Every detail, from your accommodation to tours, trip pacing to dining recommendations, will be customized to your particular travel taste. On your journey, you'll get a behind-the-scenes look at your destination's must-see sites with private tours, after-hours access, and skip-the-line admittance. I am all about skip the line. Then you'll dive even deeper on the off-the-beaten-path excursions that lead to the hidden gems most other tourists miss. And I am delighted to welcome Rene. As soon as I can find you, there you are. Wait, if you could, there you are. Now I got to add you to the spotlight here. Add spotlight. Wait, that didn't work. Why aren't you on spotlight? Hold on. Remove spotlight from me. There you are. Now you're on the spotlight. Okay. So welcome, Rene. It is so good to see you here. We've had several people ask, is there anybody who has ever been through the program who is in the travel industry? And so here you are. Can you share with us how some of the ways your VA is helping you in your business?
Sure. Hi. It's funny. When I went through the program, which was a little over a year ago, there was another travel advisor in the program as well. So, and there are a lot of my colleagues that are using assistance and asking about how they can get one. I would say the biggest thing my VA is helping me with that has made a huge difference is my social media. And it's funny because she wasn't a social media expert when I hired her. And it was just one of the things that, we talked about her doing a few different things, and there were some things that she liked more than other tasks. And social media is really something that she's taken a liking to, and she's gotten great at it. And you can imagine for travel, I have a lot of really beautiful pictures and great videos, and they were just sitting in my iPhone doing nothing. So now I'm posting me. Grand Explorations is now posting pretty much every day. She's taken over my Instagram account. It's beautiful. I get compliments all the time for my Instagram and my LinkedIn about people who come up to me and that I know and in conversation say how beautiful my Instagram is, or they love my posts on LinkedIn. And I'm like, oh, thanks.
So what made you feel confident that you could hire someone that wasn't a social media expert to be your social media person? What was it about her that made you feel okay with that?
So I wasn't hiring her for social media specifically. I wanted somebody to help mainly putting my itineraries together, my digital itineraries. I have a really great program that creates beautiful digital itineraries, but it's a lot of like extra work where it doesn't require any of my travel knowledge or expertise because I've already kind of created the itinerary. But then plugging it into this program, it just makes it really pretty. It's really nice for my clients to see. They can access it on their phone or print it out. It has pictures, it'll have directions, it's all their confirmations. So I wanted somebody to help with that. And then just as we started working together, I was kind of, it's just having conversations about what else do you think you can help with? And social media was one of the things that I knew I needed to be doing a better job at. But I don't know. It's like, I think everybody has these tasks that they know they should be doing, but for some reason, I just don't. So,
well, I think it's like bit by bit, it feels doable enough. It's consistency and, and having a consistent strategy. That's when it gets really hard to keep it up. And it's so nice to hand that over to someone else. Have you seen an increase in business as a result of hiring your VA?
Yeah, I think, I definitely have extra followers and I know people comment on it. So I don't know that it's necessarily just the social media presence that is increasing business, but it's just that extra touch point because I know a lot of people are getting my newsletter and they're also seeing me on social media. And so yeah, just helping to cement Grand Explorations travel into people, my followers' mind has been beneficial for sure.
And did you always have a good onboarding for new clients, or has your VA helped you with that at all?
So she has helped me free up my time to organize my onboarding. And I have a great CRM that I use that is specific to the travel industry. And so now just like working with her, she's actually, she did do all the data entry for these kind of canned emails that I have. So it's like now there's this process that's automated through their CRM, and she actually entered all of that information for me.
And I would imagine SEO is particularly important to be in the travel world. Have you gone over into SEO projects at all yet? Is that on your list?
It is on my list. I have not gotten there yet.
Well, and just in thinking of like things that a virtual assistant can really be helpful to a travel agent, specifically SEO and making sure all of your photos that are in your drive are labeled in SEO, SEO friendly, like Mexican Riviera, and then the name of your agency or whatever. I'm no SEO specialist, but I'm just thinking like that would be a good task, right? SEO and onboarding system, your CRM, that's amazing. Social media alone, like if all you did as someone in the travel agents, I hesitate to say travel agent because I know there's so many other titles, and
advisor is
thank you. Travel advisor. For all the travel advisors that are out there, if all you did was hand over your social media, because you really must have a social media presence. You must have an Instagram if you're a travel advisor. I mean, because we're all finding each other that way. It is that beautiful picture of the houses on Bora Bora. Is that where it is, that on the stilts, that.
Oh, like, yeah, that whole area, French Polynesia or the Maldives. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, I found my house, the designer who just redid our whole house. I found her on Instagram. I mean, it was a humongous investment, but I found her on Instagram because it was just pictures of her work. So I knew, you know what I mean? You can't lie about that. And so you also are probably always jet setting around. You have to go and see these places, right? So.
Yeah,
point.
it's always better to inspect the hotels personally if you can, and if not, then you have to have partners that you trust. But it's nice, like I'm escorting a group to Antarctica next week, actually, we leave. And it's nice to know that I have somebody that is, I have a safety net, right? Like there's, I've been told there is Wi-Fi on board the ship, but it's not always reliable, which I wasn't expecting. So it's nice to know that there's somebody that is watching out while I'm gone.
Yeah, that's so exciting. So it sounds like you were in a really fun industry.
Most days it's fun.
Yeah, well, that goes with
Yeah.
anything, right?
Yes. And again, it's fun again after the last few years. It's fun again for sure.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, I totally forgot about COVID. Like, yeah, that had to be rough. That had to be rough on your business. Well, can you share any lessons you've learned or tips that you have for others who are considering implementing a VA in their business?
So it's funny. I just saw an email a few days ago about spending money on your business. And it was a quote from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I still haven't read and it's on my list. But apparently in the book, he says, don't say, I can't afford it. Instead, say, how can I afford it?
Ooh.
So I think especially in the travel industry, there's a lot of people that are newer to the industry. And it's tough in the beginning because you work, but you don't, you don't get much of your payment until people travel. Like I charge a professional travel fee, a professional planning fee, which a lot of advisors are moving towards. And I definitely encourage everybody in the travel industry, charge a fee, charge what you're worth. So, but that's a small portion compared to the commission payment on the back end. So in the beginning, it's hard because you don't have a lot of money coming in and it can be a little irregular. So it can be scary to consider hiring somebody and how are you going to pay for that consistently? But it really frees up your time. And I mean, you just have to figure out how to make it work. My VA, Ivany, has been like, she's just been amazing. So,
and on that same vein or in that same note, don't you think it sort of makes you step your game up too? Like once you have somebody else in there with you, waiting on you, there's an expectation on their part. It sort of forces us to step up in a way that we didn't really have to before. Which we haven't really talked about today, but it's the CEO kind of comes out. We have other people. I think Elise is watching, and Elise is in the is a travel advisor, and she says, I do charge a professional fee. I need to offboard CRM things, itineraries, and social media so that I can grow because the business is definitely back.
Yes, it's this past January has been my biggest booking month in my 7.5 years in business. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It feels good that business is back. It feels good to be busy again. But it also feels good that like I don't feel like I'm as frantic as I was in previous busy years because I'm offloading some of these things. Like the itinerary creation was huge. Like takes up so much time. And it really is a lot of like copying and pasting and finding nice pictures to like make it look nice. So offloading that has been great. The social media has been great. And then having the time to automate things within my CRM too. It's really helped streamline my business a lot.
I'm surprised nobody has asked this question today, but I usually get it a lot. And that is, how much time did you have to spend in the program? Like, how much time do you think people need to budget every day when working through the Front Row CEO program?
Oh man, I don't know.
It's hard for me to answer that question because
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. It has been about 1.5 years, but I don't think it was much time. I mean, we had the meetings, but honestly, like you make it so easy because it's kind of copy paste and just edit the templates that you provide. Once sorting through like emails wasn't a huge amount of time. And a lot of it is self-elimination. So,
True.
the spreadsheets that like you and Nika gave with like, with the numbers, and it would turn like red or green, like, it's like, okay, you don't even have to read, you just look for the color you want.
Yes.
So a lot of self-elimination, the template. Yeah, once I got to the interview stage, that was a little more time because I wanted to take the time, but I don't know. It's a couple of hours a week, maybe. I don't know. I might be maybe a little bit more if you add the meetings, but honestly, because of how the program's set up, it doesn't require a lot of thinking to get the right person.
Awesome. All right. Well, is there any other tidbits you want to share that I didn't ask you about? And you guys, if you have questions, like now's the time. We'll give them just a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I would, another thing that she's been helpful with is some research. So if there's a destination I don't have a list of suggested restaurants for, she's helpful to,
Yes.
come up with like the restaurants and then help me put it together in like a nice form with like links to the restaurant and, their contact info. So that's been great.
Do you have a blog?
Kind of.
Because I just think like it's a no-brainer that you have this VA that's so good, that a travel blog, having a blog as a travel advisor, it doesn't have to be for 40,000 words or 4,000 words. It could be just, there's no shortage of content, so many things you could talk about, which really would be good for SEO, that I bet could just be one more thing to add into her content plan with social media, to just make sure everything just, you plop it here, and then you plop it on the blog. I just imagine that would be a perfect thing for a VA to work on with the travel advisor.
Yeah, that is a great idea. I don't give my blog the attention that I should. And some of it too with me has been learning how to let go, and it doesn't have to all be perfect and all be in my voice. It's better if it's done. So there was a little bit of that for me, like with the social media, but like what she's doing now is amazing. So I think the blog.
Have you guys played with Chat GPT at all yet?
No, not yet.
Because that's
intriguing.
It's really been great. You could even go in and say, like, you could take a blurb that she writes, like let her just have at it. And then you take it or ask her to put it in Chat GPT. And we've tried all sorts of things like make this sound more American. Write this in the voice of Drew Barrymore. Like you could do so many cool things. Or just, can you rephrase this so it sounds better or more American? It's definitely worth experimenting with, because it goes way farther than what like a grammar check could do for you,
Yeah, that's a great point. I didn't think about asking it to make something sound more American.
Yeah. And you have to, you have to keep zhuzhing it. Like you have to kind of keep going sometimes with it and just keep giving it different prompts. But it's amazing how much better it'll get, better and better. And you're just like, wow. I've been amazed by the stuff that my team has been sending me that they're putting in Chat GPT. They're even, I think today's, Nika can confirm this, but I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that the bullet points for the training today, she's nodding, came from Chat GPT. And the, like we're doing like headlines and like so many things with Chat GPT. So that's for everybody. Can give that a try. Okay. Well, is there anything, you want to say about the program, or anything you want to say to the people who might be on the fence before we conclude? Yeah.
I think if you are thinking about hiring a VA, you should hire a VA. I think if you're not thinking about hiring a VA, you probably should hire a VA anyway. And I think your program is a no-brainer. It makes it really easy to find and vet a great VA. I mean, Ivaney's been with me for just over a year now, and it was because of the process that is, given to us, the framework in Front Row CEO, that helped me. I mean, it was easy for me to go through the steps and figure out who to hire.
Well, I appreciate that so much. Where can people find you if they want to learn more about your agency, your services? I'm gonna put a link in
My
the chat.
website is grandexplorations.com. So they can go there. The contact page has my contact info. Yeah, I'm on Instagram also as under Grand Explorations, and LinkedIn.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Have a great time in Antarctica. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking out your social media for that. That's so cool. And yeah, and if you guys have any questions, and this is true for all of the experts who've come today, and I'm sure I'm speaking correctly, Rene, when I say that you'd be happy to answer anybody's questions privately about the program if they wanted to reach out to you.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so just find her on a way to connect with her on her website, and that is true for, I think, all the experts who have been here today. If maybe you have a question you don't want to ask in front of me, you can ask them privately, because all these people came just out of the goodness of their heart. I did not bribe anyone to come, so I'm sure they'll be straight up with you. Okay, well, thank you so
definitely.
much.
And I just threw my email in there too, so people can contact me directly with questions.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, folks, we're going to take another short break before our last expert, I believe, at, let me just double check, 2:30, and that's Misty, right?
Correct.
And she's our last expert today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Misty is an interior designer who has been working successfully with a virtual assistant, and she's going to share her golden nuggets with us shortly. For all the people, you guys have been signing up like crazy, so it looks like you recognize the value of the bonus that we threw in there. If you didn't just